So on an average, insurance is about 12% of a building company's overheads, and that's based on a study that Waikato University does every year, where they collect information from accountants around the country on the finances of their clients. From an insurance perspective, construction companies spending about 12% of their overheads on insurance. So what does that basic insurance package look like? So key to it is obviously around liability and indemnity. So in that we're talking about public liability, which is there in case you accidentally damage someone's property or you're liable for someone else doing it. It includes statutory liability, so that covers fines and penalties you might be held responsible for. So there's obviously fines under the Building Act and Resource Management Act are big ones, but key really is around health and safety. So legally you can't insure for a health and safety fine, but if there was a prosecution and you're dragged through the court or whatever it might be, then it's your statutory liability insurance which will pay those legal bills and any reparations that are awarded to an injured party. And quite often it's those two bills that can be the biggest ones as well. So that's your statutory liability. And then thirdly is professional indemnity. So we talked about public liability being about physical damage. So you've knocked over someone's TV, damaged it, or walked some paint over their carpet. But what happens if you're responsible for a mistake or cock up where there's no physical damage, but the finger's being pointed at you as the main contractor for the financial cost that client's going to bear because of that mistake? So maybe someone's misread the specification, not followed it correctly. We've had examples of subfloors or being out of whack, or ceiling studs being built lower than what it specified on the plans. And the classic example that we use is where a slab's been laid in the wrong place, which happens more than you may think. So in those examples, there's no physical damage, so it's not a public liability claim. But there is a cock-up, there is a mistake, and someone's going to be held responsible for it. If you're the main contractor, they may be you. It may be a designer, but you get dragged in. It may be the surveyor who's pegged out the site wrong. But their terms and conditions limit their liability to their fee, twice their fee. And the main contractor is caught in the middle for the rest of the cost. So all those are real examples where you could be responsible for a mistake, completely unintended obviously, but big cost associated with it. And that's professional indemnity insurance. Same as what your architects and your engineers have in case they make a cock-up. And the same applies to you guys. So commercial vehicles, pretty straightforward. Tools and equipment, pretty straightforward. And then income protection. So a lot of you guys in this room will really be responsible for bringing in the income of the business, of the company. And if something happens to you, then potentially that income dries up. And the flow-on income to your family dries up. So really important that if you're kind of that key person, that you're insuring yourself in case you get ill, become sick, and need something to replace that income while you're recovering. So that's what income protection does. And you're often able to actually dial down your ACC levies and reduce your ACC cover, but at the same time you take that saving and you dial up your private income protection insurance. Now the benefit there is you immediately broaden your cover right out, because ACC only covers accident, whereas the income protection covers the accident, illness and sickness as well. And it's actually illness and sickness that you're most likely to be off work from anyway. So really it makes sense to be spending a premium in that area. So there's some ins and outs and ups and downs. It doesn't suit everybody, but really strongly recommend that you get a review, just understand that mix and what's right for you. So moving on, the two other things there, 10-year guarantees, Jody mentioned. You take those out on a job-by-job basis, provides peace of mind and financial protection for your clients in case anything goes wrong, guarantees completion of their job, ensures their deposit, and also guarantees to fix any defects that might arise over the following 10 years. Also provide a measure of protection for the builder as well, usually 9 or 8 years of that defects period, where if the homeowner makes a claim, then you're protected from the cost of fixing up that claim. So typically the insurer will fix the defect and they'll seek recovery from the builder. But in some types of this 10-year guarantee, they won't come after you for that recovery of that repair cost. And then the last one is contract works insurance. So you take that out on a job-by-job basis for the specific project in case materials are stolen, there's damage to the works, storm, flood, earthquake, all of that kind of thing. So important that if you're doing a new build and it's full contract, that you take this policy out, make sure you leave the expiry date further enough out so that if there's delays in the job, you're not going to have a policy that expires before that. But if you're doing alterations, additions, work on existing structures, it's usually the homeowner that's responsible for arranging contract works insurance. And it's really important that before you start those jobs, you see a copy of it to make sure they have arranged it. Because if they haven't, and there's a problem, then that could become your problem as well. On our website, there's a checklist, so you can tick the stuff you've got or want. There's examples of various different types of cover and what they do. And you can just use that checklist at renewal time. It's a good idea to at least once a year review your insurance, review your risk. Has my business changed? Am I exposed to any more or less risk? And it just gives you that sort of opportunity, that framework to do that in your business. You can get instant quotes on our website for individual policies or for that whole package. Or give us a call. We only work in the construction industry, so all our clients are builders and other trades. So we're talking to you guys on a daily basis.